and welcome back to the Netherworld Bibliothèque. My name is Vervain and usually I do book reviews, but sometimes I go off topic and do something else. Today is one of those days where I'm going to be telling you about some Trollbeads which I've recently purchased. So if you don't know, Trollbeads is a jewelry company based in Denmark. It is the original company to have the bead on bracelet design. They were founded in 1976. They have handmade materials, so all of their oxydized sterling silver, all of their glass beads are all handmade, and they also use a lot of natural gemstones as well. So as I'm making this video in June of 2023, they recently had, or currently are having, a summer sale. So I think this is a great opportunity if you have had your eye on certain beads for a while. Go and take advantage of the sale. You could finally get those beads at a great price. So I got 4 beads. I wouldn't quite say that it is a haul, but yeah, I still wanted to show you what I got. So let's get started. Alrighty, so the first thing that I have is this Festive Tassel. I think it's called Festive Tassel Purple Dot, I think it is. And at one point, I think these beads were also called Easter eggs. So because it is a tassel, it is a dangle bead. It hangs lower than the other ones. Usually when I'm putting together my Trollbeads bracelet, I do have one of these tassels just because it makes the bracelet bigger, and I am a maximalist, so I do really like the look of them. I already have 5 of them. I have 2 green ones, I have one dark purple one, and I have a medium purple one. But I've always kind of struggled to color coordinate them because I don't have enough replicating ones to make a pattern, but I don't have enough diversity to make a color spectrum. So every time I sell my bracelet, I'm like, how am I going to do this? Am I going to use all of them? Am I going to use some of them? Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I recently looked online and I saw that there are like 9 different versions of this bead. So I thought, oh great, I can, solve my problems. I can get a different color. Unfortunately, living out here in the multiverse and spending a lot of time at the bibliothèque, the Trollbeads website that I found did not ship out to my corner of the multiverse. And my way of getting around is I use summoning stones, but I'm not the most adept user of them. So I have a limited number of Trollbead stores that I can reach with my summoning stones. Therefore, long story short, the store that I found and was able to physically walk into, it only had green or purple tassels, which I already had. They did not have access to the other colors, but I thought, you know what, I will buy a purple dot. It's in line with the other purple dot that I have. So now I have 2 green tassels. I have 2 dark purple tassels and 1 light purple tassel. So I've got some color coordination, and of course I have a blue one as well. So I've got some color coordination going on there. So I look forward to maybe showing you how I wear that in future videos. If you have been watching my channel for a little while, you will usually see when I'm holding up a book going, here's this book, you can usually see my Trollbeads bracelet. Anyway, moving on. The next one that I got is this silver one, which has aventurine and amethyst, a green aventurine and amethyst. So this one is called Cradle of Courage. This one was on sale. I should say the tassel was not on sale, but I just really wanted it limited stock. Anyway, back on topic. So Cradle of Courage, this was included in the summer sale. And I got this one because I have a lot of green colored beads. I have a lot of like nature and especially forest themed beads. So I thought this would blend very nicely with the green. And then also because it does have the 2 colors, green and purple, if you do like to color coordinate your bracelet, it's a 2-for-1. Basically, this bead gives you 2 options. And beyond that, if you believe that crystals have magic properties or healing properties, this has green aventurine and amethyst, so whatever that corresponds to, there you are, and it is on sale. So if you're interested, now might be the time to purchase one. Moving on, staying on my green and purple kind of theme, the next one that I have is Traces on Purple, and this one is a limited edition bead. It was included in the sale, and it was part of the People's Uniques 2020. I'm going to try to explain what the People's Uniques are. So Trollbeads has collection. So all of their beads are handmade, but they will have beads that are in the collection that have a name. So if you're like, I want the, Guardian Angel one, for instance, or I want Trunk of Treasures, for instance, it has a particular name, and you can look for it online or in store. And they are handmade, so there'll be a little bit of variety, or variance, I should say. Uniques are not part of the formal collection, shall we say. Unique beads are unique. It is where the artist, it can basically freestyle and do whatever they like, and there's not another unique like it. The uniques usually are created in developing countries. As far as I know, it's India, Malawi, and Tibet. So it is kind of like a humanitarian project as well, where these developing countries, people in these developing countries were taught this craft, they were taught glasswork, and now by producing these beads for Trollbeads, it is providing economic benefit to their countries. But I digress. Anyway, so Traces on Purple was a unique. One of the problems that can happen with uniques is if you see someone else with that and you think, oh, I love it, that's beautiful, where can I get it? And they're like, sorry, it's a unique, it's one of a kind, you can't have it. So one way around this is that Trollbeads has a competition called the People's Uniques. And this is where you submit photos of unique beads that you own, that you really love. And then the Trollbeads community from around the world votes and says, these 6 are our favorites. And then those 6 go into production. They go into the main collection. So they are duplicated or replicated. And then you have the opportunity to buy a kit of those 6 unique beads, which are no longer unique. They are now part of the mainstream collection, which therefore is replicated. But they are all still handmade, so there will be slight variances from one to the other. I hope that made sense. If not, I am planning to make a separate video that is more in detail about Trollbeads uniques, so hang in there. Sorry, my camera cut out there, so let me reiterate why I chose Traces on Purple. So it reminds me of the cover art from Creature Feature's second album, which is called The Greatest Show Unearthed. I really like Creature Feature. If you haven't heard of them, I would say they sound like Halloween. I highly recommend checking them out. So on that cover, they have these thorns. They have like these really big like brambles and thorns, and the swirls on Traces on Purple really reminded me of that. And also green and purple, I do think, is the secondary Halloween color combo. So I think the primary one obviously is black and orange, but green and purple I would say is a strong second color combination for Halloween, which is also something I greatly enjoy, along with books and Trollbeads and Creature Feature. So yeah, that bead just wrapped up a lot of my interests all into one. I have had my eye on it for a while, but obviously jewelry, it's a luxury, it's an accessory, you don't need it. So I had my eye on it for a while, and then when this sale came along and it was included in the sale, I thought, okay, now's my chance to get that bead. All right, moving on, I now have my final bead, which is called Green Flower. So I think that name is quite generic because I have a couple of other beads that look similar to it, and I definitely think there could be some miscommunication where one person says green flower and they're thinking of one bead, but someone else is thinking of another one that looks similar. But whatever, the one that I picked up is called Green Flower. It was not included in part of the sale, but I just thought it was absolutely beautiful. It's got this like coffee brown, kind of like a warm brown background, which is just a beautiful color. And then it has this vibrant green flower on top, this flower with 3 petals. And I don't know if it was just like a very nice warm shade of brown, or if it was the mix of that shade of brown and that shade of green, but I just think it looks absolutely beautiful. So even though it wasn't included in the sale, I really had to buy that. I'm very happy with my purchase because, again, it's green, it goes with my forest theme, but sometimes I do have some darker beads that represent the night sky. So I think this one, it's got the green, it can look like maybe out in the meadow, or maybe it could represent like the green grass, but then also the darkness in it, I think it will blend very nicely with my darker beads such as Milky Way. So Milky Way is a glass bead, it's dark blue, and then it's got these silver dots. going to say that they look like Mercury. I am confident they are not Mercury, but they look like Mercury. I don't know how else to explain it. I think you get the visual. So yeah, I think green flower could transition very nicely from this part of my bracelet is like the green forest, but then also we're moving into nighttime. So those are my beads. Thank you very much for listening. Yeah, let me know if you're a troll beads collector. Let me know what kind of themes you like. Let me know if you have picked up anything in any recent sales. Anyway, thank you very much for your time, and maybe I will see you next time where I might actually be doing a book review. Who knows? You have to wait and see.